Senate will please come to order. And you're already ready. Nicely done. We will start with some announcements. Senator from Chittenden Central.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would move at this time that the Senate suspend its rules in order to message our actions on 3 overrides from this morning. H 687, an act relating to community resilience and biodiversity protection through land use. H 887, an act relating to homestead property tax yields. And H 289, the renewable energy standard. And I would move that those be messaged to the House forthwith.
Now, the senator from Chittenden Central has moved that the Senate suspend its rules in order to message your actions taken on H 687, H 887, and H 289 to the House forthwith. Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed indicate by saying nay. The ayes have it. You suspended your rules in order to message your actions taken on H 687, an act relating to community resilience and biodiversity through land use. H 887, an act relating to homestead property tax yields, non-homestead rates, and policy changes to education, finance, and taxation. And H 289, an act relating to the renewable energy standard to the House forthwith. Are there any further announcements? Senator from Chittenden Central.
At this time, Mr. President, I would move that the Senate suspend its rules in order to take up H 890, an act relating to delaying implementation of certain health insurance claims, editing requirements, and that be pulled off the notice calendar and taken up for immediate consideration.
The senator from Chittenden Central moves that the Senate suspend its rules in order to take up pending entry onto the notice calendar. Hold on one moment. I believe what the senator from Chittenden Central said was that he would like to move that the Senate suspend its rules in order to take up H 890, an act relating to delaying implementation of certain health insurance claims and editing requirements for immediate consideration. That bill has been sent to us from the House, but has actually not been referred to a committee, is not on our calendar. It's not pending entry to notice calendar, but it is I believe, a technical correction to the bill. So the motion is to suspend the rules in order to take that bill up for immediate consideration. Are you ready for the question? Senator from Franklin.
President, is that bill anywhere where we can read it before we decide what we're suspending the rules to do, and the fact that it is only a technical correction?
My understanding is in the package that you have on your desk, there is a copy of that bill. And if you'd like, it was introduced in the House, so it's a new House bill, H 890. And if you'd like, we could take a 5-minute recess while folks take a moment to find it, if you wish.
I would prefer to take a 5-minute recess. I would like to at least read what it is we're suspending the rules on before suspending those rules.
We'll declare a recess till the fall of the gavel.
Thank you.
They don't even. Yeah, you're going somewhere. And when you only got 2 out of 13, you know.
The Senate will please come to order. The pending question is, shall the Senate suspend its rules in order to take up for immediate consideration H 890, an act relating to delaying implementation of certain health insurance claims editing requirements? Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed indicate by saying nay. The ayes have it, and you've suspended your rules in order to take up H 890 for immediate consideration. First thing to do is to do the first reading of the bill. H 890 has come over from the House. Please listen to the first reading of the bill.
H 890, an act relating to delaying implementation of certain health insurance claims editing requirements.
Now, it may seem strange, but because you've taken it up for immediate consideration, it is not being referred to a committee of jurisdiction, and therefore, we will listen to the second reading of the bill.
H 890, an act relating to delaying implementation of certain health insurance claims editing requirements.
How many times should I make her do that? No, just kidding. With that, consideration is, shall the bill be read a third time? Senator from Chittenden Southeast.
Thank you, Mr. President. Your Senate Health and Welfare Committee did look at this bill in anticipation that it might have been passed by the Health Care Committee in the other body, as well as the other body itself, and indeed that has happened. So H 890 contains updates to Act 111, which was H 766, and as you recall, it's an act relating to prior authorization, step therapy requirements, health insurance claims, and provider contracts. Oh, the reason that this bill has come to us is that after passage of the legislation, insurance carriers determined that the significant changes contained within the specific Section 2 subsections, and that they could not operationalize those by January 1st, 2025. So the changes that are in the bill will be related to Section 2. Section 2 requires alignment of payer claims edit standards with Medicare standards. And the carriers determined after passage that this is a significant lift to fully review claim systems, payment policies, provider and hospital contract terms, and remove any requirements that would now be prohibited by this section. So they needed time for regulators, health plans, and providers to collaborate on appropriate guidance and implementation for that section of the bill. And your Committee on Health and Welfare did vote 5-0-0 to support H 890, appreciating the time needed for carriers and regulators to review their policies and practices to correctly implement the section, ensuring providers and patients benefit as we intended in passing the legislation. So we look forward to the majority of Act 111 taking effect on January 1st, 25, and look forward to full implementation by January 2026. So what is changing in the bill are the effective dates. So if you look at the second page of the bill, Section 2 is being changed to a date of January 1st, 2026, except for some discrete subsections, subsection E on prepayment coding validation edit review, and the claims edit working group that will continue to be effective on January 1st, 2025. Altogether, the bill does represent really a technical correction to allow for our insurers to have time to operationalize the work that is intended in Act 111. Thank you, Mr. President.
The question is, shall the bill be read a third time? Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed indicate by saying nay. The ayes have it, and you've ordered third reading of H 890. Senator from Chittenden Central.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would move that the Senate suspend its rules in order to move this bill through all remaining stages of passage.
Now, the senator from Chittenden has moved to that the Senate suspend its rules in order to place H 890, an act relating to delaying implementation of certain health insurance claims editing requirements, through all remaining stages of passage. Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed indicate by saying nay. The ayes have it, and you have placed H 890 through all remaining stages of passage. Are there any amendments before third reading? Seeing none, please listen to the third reading of the bill.
H 890, an act relating to delaying implementation of certain health insurance claims editing requirements.
Now you've heard the third reading of the bill, and the question is, shall the bill pass? Are you ready for that question? If so, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed indicate by saying nay. The ayes have it, and you have passed H 890. Senator from Chittenden Central.
And now I would move that the Senate suspend its rules in order to message the actions just taken on 890 to the House forthwith.
Now, the senator from Chittenden Central has moved that the Senate suspend its rules in order to place H 890, an act relating to delaying implementation of certain health insurance claims editing requirements, to the House in order to send the bill to the House forthwith. Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed indicate by saying nay. The ayes have it, and you have suspended your rules in order to message your actions taken on H 890 to the House forthwith. Senator from Chittenden Central.
Thank you, Mr. President. That, again, completes what we have from the House. My intent is to try to give us enough lead time that we may have 2 overrides from the House. There are obviously a few left. So I will ask that pending announcements, the Senate stand in adjournment until 4 p.m.
Are there any announcements? I have one announcement for the senator from Grand Isle, that you'll be tested on all of these motions and actions during the break that we take. Now, the senator from Chittenden Central has moved that the Senate stand in adjournment, and that is accurately stated, until 4 p.m. Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed indicate by saying nay. The ayes have it, and the Senate will stand adjourned until 4 p.m.